Hi everybody, before we get started, I just want to say thank you for all of my new subscribers. There have been a lot of new additions and I just want to say thank you for subscribing. If you like these videos, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload more videos. Share it if you find value in it. And if you have any suggestions or requests, go ahead and leave them down in the comment box. And if you guys would like to support this channel, I have links in the description box on how you can do that if you would like to. If not, my videos are always free here on YouTube, and I thank you again. Hi everybody, this video is in response to subscriber Bob Johnson's request for a video on how to tailor your polyester stretch athletic clothes. And when I read that, this is what I thought of. And I thought I remember something about zippers at the ankles. So this is what I found. There's not a lot out there like this. They're usually the polyester that kind of looks like nylon and they don't stretch. They do have zippers, but this is what I thought of when I read that. So if I got it wrong, please let me know and give me some more specifics, and then I can find something. So I started looking at these and trying to decide how I would shorten these. Now, if you want to take up the width of the legs, I will put a card right above me right now that shows how to do this crotch area and how to take up the legs. It's just like this other pants that I did, the trousers. Basically, let me see. You would remove the stitches in the front and back crotch area, and then you would take up your leg area as much as you need. And here it has a seam all the way down, so you can taper as much as you want, and then you close that crotch seam back up. And this is actually easier because you don't have to worry about the front zipper. So all we're going to do is work on how to shorten it. And I am going to make this the easy peasy way, because if you do it this way, it's a little more difficult. And if you're losing weight and these are gym clothes, you're probably going to end up working your way out of them anyway, since you're losing weight. So on the inside, if I can show you this, this is the zipper. Hope I can. And it is got this finishing on the edges. I think they call that a Hong Kong finish. But when you come up here, the seams are serged closed. So you would have to remove all those stitches and open it back up. And the zippers are so long anyway, I can't imagine that you would need a zipper further up the leg. These zippers are 11 inches long. So I can't imagine you would need them any higher unless it was more of you just like it. But as far as necessity, I can't see that. So this is what we're going to start with. If you have any other questions or requests, let me know and we'll go over this again. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is unzip the ankle. And you know, actually, I was going to take this thing off. You really don't need to do that either. Let's just say you want to shorten it 2 inches. Okay, if you want to shorten it 2 inches, then I would recommend that you chalk mark it 1.5 inches. And when you cut this off, be sure you open your zipper first. You do not want to cut your zipper with the zipper pull at the bottom, because you want to make sure that you can zip it up again. So you have it marked at 1.5 inches. That will give you a 1/2 inch of a hem. Now I'm only going to do one leg, and then you guys can do the second leg just like we're doing the first leg. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark it for the seam allowance as well. Just makes it easier. Okay, now I'm just going to cut this here on the 1.5 inch mark. And you are cutting right through the zipper. But be sure, don't touch this zipper pull yet. You don't want anything to happen here. Now at this point, because knits don't fray, you really don't have to worry about it fraying on you. But you can, at this point, you can sew it with a twin needle, and that edge will be fine. Or you can zigzag it, or you can serge it. Okay, because this is an easy peasy video, I am just going to fold this under, and I'm going to use a zigzag right across this raw edge. That way there's less steps to do. Now at this point, I'm going to fold it. I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to make sure that when I fold this down on at my mark, that it's going to be the same length, because I don't want it to look odd. And I know that sometimes fabric shifts. Okay, and the hem is done. And if you want, you can go ahead and press that out, or you can just leave it like that. And that's it. Now let's get to the waistband. Now that you've done the hem, if you need your waistband adjusted, now I've seen people just go, oh, I'll just put this little tuck in here and do that. And I guess that's one way you could do it if you're in a hurry or whatever. But what's nice about the way clothes are made is that a lot of these are chain stitches and can be released really easily sometimes. I guess it would really depend on how old it is and how much the threads have frayed and kind of tangled. So what you're going to do is remove all of these stitches, and in this pair there are 3 rows. So I'm going to see if I can find that magic little thread that would make this really easy.
It's not that one. Let's see if we can get on this side. There we go. That's what I was looking for. it, but it's no longer there.
Okay, those came out pretty easily, but we're going to have to get the center back seam, or the center back stitches where they begin and end and they kind of overlap, so they're a little bit tougher to get out. And they're right here. And I'm going to try not to destroy the fabric in doing it. This is where a razor blade would come in really handy. I just don't trust myself with them, so I don't use them. I will slice right through my fingers. Okay, you can see how they're sewn on. This is overlapped by probably a ½ inch, and then it's folded down and folded down again. But I am going to show you how I do it, and it'll just be 2 passes of a zigzag. Okay, the elastic is out. I'm going to remove the labels because I'm not going to put them back in. Okay, so this is the back. And just for the sake of this video, we're going to pretend that I shortened this, which I'm not really going to do. And I don't want to get new elastic because I don't want to use my new elastic on something that nobody's going to wear. So I'm going to show you how I put this in. So you've got your center back and your center front. Align the center front and center back, and you've got your side seams. So you align your center front, center back here. You find out where your side seam, and your side seam is between the first and second stripe. So the way I do it is I align the top of the pants with the top of the elastic. And then I do the same with the front. I'm not going to worry about the holes for the where there was a drawstring because we don't have a drawstring. So between the first and second, or I should say second and third, depending on how you're looking at it. If there's any long threads, it's better to just get those things out of the way. You don't want to jam up your machine. Okay, I'm going to start at the center back, and I'm going to zigzag right at the top where the elastic meets the pants. And I'm using a zigzag. And you can see where the pants are a little bit bigger than the elastic, so you're going to stretch it just enough to where the pants and the elastic lay flat together. You don't want to stretch the elastic as well. Okay, now that that's finished, we're going to flip it around and we're going to fold this down just one width of the elastic. So when you fold it, the elastic is going to be all the way up into this fold. There's not going to be any extra room in there. And again, you're going to stitch right on the edge of right here, on top of this stitching here. Now I have a pocket here and I need to lay it down and make sure that the top of it right here gets caught up in the stitching of the waistband. Here's my second pocket, and I have to make sure that that gets tucked into the waistband. Okay, and that is it. If you want, you can take a kind of a warm iron and just kind of press this. If not, then this will be fine. Just make sure you clean up all your threads, and that's how you take up your waistband.